Hello, everyone. This is Will.
This is Alex.
Welcome back to another episode of They Mostly Come Out at Night.
Mostly.
I think
I can't.
what Alex was trying to convey is our brains are fried.
I was trying to convey the words that I was saying for most of what we just...
I think my face hurts from face palming so much.
Yes.
And rubbing, like, you know, when, like, something's stupid and you, like, rub your eyes a lot and, like, you're just, like, trying to, like, not show your frustration, but you're clearly frustrated.
But your eyes are, like, caved into your fucking skull now.
Yeah. I think I pushed my eyes in. My face hurts from face palming. Yeah, because this
Your tongue is torn out of your fucking mouth.
This movie is like a marathon for B-movie watchers. Like, is fucking hard. It's an hour and 20 minutes long, and it feels like it's an eternity.
Well, eternity.
100 years.
An eternity, eh?
Yeah. So
you say that this experience is like an eternity for you, William?
Yes. That's what I'm saying.
An eternity. Is love an eternity, Will?
Me? I don't know.
What is the meaning of life?
Yeah, see,
Is it a phone booth in the graveyard?
See, you can tell Alex has just lost his goddamn mind.
I'm talking like the people of this fucking movie talk.
Yeah. What is life? What is life but like
Sad
fleeting
face.
in the wind? The light is in the desert. The light is in the light. There's light in the desert, and all light comes from
love,
from the rock in the desert, and the
purple
love,
rock,
and the purple rock. Haunted. Haunted is the movie tonight.
It is a movie, Will.
Well, in the very, very basic definition of the word movie, it is a movie.
It's the only movie.
Because it was filmed and things happen. But I don't know if it's a movie you necessarily want to ever see again.
Are you joking? This is the only movie I'm going to watch now.
Godspeed, my friend.
Because maybe if I watch it like a billion times, it'll actually finally fucking make some sense.
I doubt it.
The events of it will make some sense. But I am going to really quickly... Doubt?
X to doubt.
You know what? I have to pay respects. That's what I get to say for this movie. I pay respects. But I'm going to really quickly read you all something. Because I just want you to like keep this in mind as we are talking about what we just sat through. Okay? So when you look at this movie on IMDb, this is what it says as the plot synopsis, okay?
I already know what's going because I read it too.
In Arizona, during the Civil War, a woman is accused of witchcraft, tied to a horse, and left to die in the desert. 100 years later, the descendants of the woman's accusers start being killed off, and the townspeople suspect the woman has come back as an evil spirit.
Now, just remember that as we go into our review.
Really quickly.
Please.
I'm just going to mention that very first sentence there. The first words. In Arizona during the Civil War. Arizona wasn't a state until like 1912, okay? So like...
A little history lesson for you guys.
So this is... It's already wrong. Okay? The first line is already wrong. Keep that in mind.
Well, that means the movie's wrong too because it's set in Arizona and the first scene is literally a Civil War scene.
It's what you would call a lovely reenactment.
Now, they don't say Arizona, so it could just be... Cause
it is Arizona.
Well, no, they don't say Arizona explicitly in the beginning scene.
Yes.
So back then, before the Civil War, it was... Well, correct me if I'm wrong, it was part of Mexico, right?
It would have been Mexico, or it would have been literally uninhabited by white people.
Right. So I guess the movie didn't get it wrong, but whoever wrote that synopsis...
But they're wearing like Civil War garb.
I know, but they could still technically be in...
How?
I don't know. I guess they couldn't, but...
Also, they have southern accents?
Unless for some reason they went to Arizona. I don't know, dude. It's set in Arizona, and there's a Civil War scene at the beginning, but they don't explicitly mention that it's Arizona.
Exactamundo. But hey, that's the kind of thing you start out with. Well, actually, you start out with a text crawl.
Oh yes,
Which tells you like
that says like basically
the plot.
The plot where she was sentenced to death for she was accused of stealing gold and being a witch, but she didn't actually steal the gold, and she's gonna come back in 100 years and haunt the.
She comes back in 100 years as a
the
woman.
Descendants. She comes back in 100 years reincarnated as a woman,
Jennifer,
who's going to haunt the descendants of whoever put her away. But it only literally there's 2 descendants.
It then says some call it mystery. Some call it like delusion. Some call it like reincarnation.
Who is the descendant of the Civil War captain in the beginning?
Captain?
Like the guy who was like
Fucking
talking to the Padre. No
one.
Only the Padre and the.
In the fucking beginning for like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
You see the modern guy. That's it.
And then he's
Bye.
gone.
Dunzo, like the mommy. She takes her to the hospital. Bye. Bye, bitch.
Alright. So, you should also know, going into this is labeled and tagged as a horror movie.
It's unmistakably that, because look at the fucking poster. Look at literally the title. Everything about it screams horror, and then you watch it.
And then I was screaming. But not because of the horror.
No. First scene is a lovely reenactment.
So we get a... Sorry, that was a long tangent.
You get people in a fucking... their best...
It looks like... It looks like a home movie version of like a Civil War reenactment.
Like a high school theater production.
Yeah, and like they're just acting like, bring the prisoner here.
No.
What does he say?
I can't even do this. I can't even do this. There's a fucking priest, padre, whatever the fuck you want to call him. And... she was a whore. Like, I can't do this. I can't do it.
She was a whore.
Just watch fucking...
She was...
I'm just like, is this RuPaul's Drag Race? Like, that's what I was thinking, because it's just... he has such a fucking lisp, but he's supposed to be like 1860 fucking preacher man. And it's just like, where did you find this man?
Now, right off the bat, you can tell something's wrong with the dialogue.
Are you fucking kidding me?
First scene.
Yeah, because it's just like him like saying like, basically like, you know...
She was a whore, she stole all this gold, and like how she's also a witch.
She was a whore.
She's a whore,
she's a witch. Gold.
She's a...
Literally. That's literally what it is.
And then the commander's like, alright, bring her here.
So yeah, because you have the preacher being, she was a whore, and then the commander who's just like fucking stone-faced, like, yes, she was a whore.
Yes, she was. She stole gold. She is convicted of being a witch and stealing gold.
Bring the horses.
Bring the horses.
And then they wheel out Our Lady.
They're like,
our whore.
Undress her.
No, they sit her on the fucking horsey.
Oh, yeah, that's
And then he's like, undress her, and then what the guy does is...
They just strip down her
he rips
top.
her fucking top off, and it's just her tits.
So, of course, this hack director was like, you know what? Forget about it. First 5 minutes, titties.
Titties.
Like, so stupid.
It's dumb. It's so dumb.
So they undress her, and then they like slap the horse on the ass and send her out into the desert to die. And before she gets out of the town,
she gives them a curse.
She curses their ancestors and says, "In 100 years, I'm gonna get you.
I'm gonna get you.
I'm gonna get you guys. I'm not gonna say how, but I'm gonna get you.
I'm gonna get you." And then that's it. And then we see this like military guy just kind of looking at her, and then it cuts. Well,
remember, Padre goes into the church, and we see one of the other commanders, who's
Yeah.
played by Aldo
But
Ray.
that's the guy that we see like looking at her.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's right. And then
But then
so
it cuts to
the Padre and him talking.
no, it cuts to a close up of Padre's fucking mouth.
Oh yes. Like,
Did you fornicate?
did you fornicate? Did you say?
Did you take the
Oh
money?
yes, I sure it was pleasurable for you.
Like,
Did you?
but the whole thing is a close up of his mouth.
Like, did you fornicate?
That's the first line.
It was pleasurable for you.
It's just, I'm gonna put a curse on all you. Did you fornicate? Like, I don't get it.
Oh my god.
Like, who the fuck? I don't know.
And so the commander's like, just don't tell anyone that she didn't steal the gold.
And that I did fornicate.
And then I did fornicate. And she's like, no one will know. And now she's out in the desert, so... she's out in the desert, so no one will ever know as long as... Just... oh my god.
One day we'll get through this
I
opening
just
scene.
can't. like you know everything's wrong from the beginning.
This is how you
scene.
open the movie. Like, you think about those great opening scenes, right? Like in Glorious Bastards, or like The Godfather, or Goodfellas. You think
Yeah.
about those great opening scenes, and
Right.
then you have this.
Did you fornicate? I'm sure it's pleasurable for you. Like,
Essentially, the guy just says, like, yeah, I did, and I fucking did this thing.
and like, we deceived her. We blamed it all on her. I'm not even sure she's really a witch. I think they say at one point. And they just send her out in the desert, and then it cuts to fucking goon number 1 of the main guy.
No, it cuts to credits.
Oh, that's right.
We get the opening credits, and we see
You're right.
Titty Lady on the horse
Just roaming around the desert.
to the
just naked.
song. The song which explains
What?
the non-existent plot.
I think it's even called Indian Woman.
Yes. It's like Indian woman, something, 100 years, something,
Well,
cursed.
it was like blamed for the wrong crime. Like, it's like one of those.
Why does this keep happening?
It's like one. I don't know.
Why does every one of these fucking movies have
I-
a song that is just like saying things?
I didn't know this was gonna be a reoccurring theme,
Yeah,
but it is.
it is.
Like, they just keep bringing it back, and they love doing it.
I don't know what it is about these fucking movies, but they have to have a song that just explains the fucking movie.
Yeah, like,
It's not like
I don't understand it at all, but like,
it's amazing.
it's kind of hilarious. So please let it continue.
Oh my god! And then we like finish the credits, and then we see.
So we see one of the younger, I guess, brothers you could call. I don't think it ever says his name. I know he has a name, but I don't know if it ever says it.
Who
I don't
gives a
remember
shit,
it,
dude?
But so he's talking to a doctor who's played by the same guy who played the Padre. So the descendant of the Padre. And I was like, oh, he's gonna get murked soon.
You also knew that this was like, oh, they're gonna have the same actors playing the thing.
Yep, there we
And
go.
we're gonna see.
All right.
It's gonna be the whole town again, but no.
We don't get any of the town. This
get
is
nothing.
This is the only fucking townsperson we see in the entire movie.
Oh yeah.
Like, he is literally aside from the fucking uncle, he's the only townsmember we see.
Get used to this, because this is the last time you really see the town.
Yeah.
Because after this,
Well, it's basically the doctor saying that your mom's basically crazy.
yes,
Like, your mom is she's delusional, and you should probably send her to a
you
sanatorium.
should send her the fuck away.
Yes.
And then it's like, okay. And then we cut to the other brother at a lake, swimming to the lovely song, the lovely la 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 la.
It's literally just a guy vocalizing while
Yeah.
playing a guitar.
La 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 la. La, 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 la. As we see him, he goes for a swim. He sits at the side of the lake. He gets on his bike. He rides back. He goes to him and his fam live on a movie studio lot, which is very...
So it's like one of those reenacted old Western style towns that they do
Yeah.
shows and stuff at. But
It's highly convenient.
But it's abandoned.
Yeah. Well,
So the fucking brother, one of the brothers is working on the fucking top of the thing and is like,
He's
yeah,
putting
where were you? I needed help hours. He acts like a 12-year-old, but he's like clearly,
but he's like an old.
he's clearly like in his mid-20s.
Yeah.
He's like, I needed help hours ago.
He's like, all right, I'll help you. And then they start doing their thing, and it keeps cutting back to the uncle
raking nothing.
raking nothing.
He's raking sand in the same spot.
And then a little pickup truck shows up with a phone booth in the back. And these two jackasses get out and they're like, who would do this?
They're like,
who would put a payphone in a...
Oh, big money at work. Well, alright, well, at least we're getting paid for it. Might as well just drop it. Oh, businesses. This is where we should have, like, just stopped. Because
No.
This is the start of the existential bullshit.
No.
Because they literally start talking about how, like, when companies have too much money, they just have to spend it and spend it and spend it. And they do random shit with it. So
and they have to gouge the common man.
Like, yeah, like, we're getting paid for it, but, like, no one's going to use this phone booth. But they don't care because they have tons of money. Like, it's...
And they're like, you know, it'd be a lovely thing, but all these people are dead. They can't use it. The dead have no need for phone booths.
I love how they're acting like it's a real cemetery. This is a studio. This is this is a reenactment town.
But Will, the uncle himself acts like it's a real cemetery.
Why does everyone act like it's a real cemetery? It's
because
not a real
for the purpose
cemetery.
of the stupid ass movie.
In the movie, it is still not a real cemetery.
No, Will. For the purpose of the plot, the uncle needs it to be a real cemetery. Why? I don't know.
But it's not a real cemetery.
I know, there's like a Roman column in the middle of it.
But I'm not even talking about, like, it looks fake. I'm saying
the bitch looks fake.
In the context of the movie, they are in a studio town.
No.
It is a fake cemetery.
No. You know what it is, Will? I got it. That town in the beginning, Will? It's the same town, but in the generations, it evolved into a studio set.
So the ground, oh my god, the uncle looks around at the hills while, like, these guys are installing the phone booth and just hears random phantom horse galloping.
It's the headless horseman.
It's
the curse of the headless horseman, Will.
This feels like the curse of the headless horseman.
No.
It's not that. It's not as bad as that, but...
Don't insult Michael De Gaetano.
I will insult him because this is a trash movie.
No. He's amazing.
All right, you can say whatever you want.
Well, he had the greatest Civil War reenactment I've ever seen.
So the groundskeeper is like, "You kids and you don't respect ever since your dad died. I've had to keep up this place and you don't even care about it and all this." Just starts talking shit while one of the brothers is getting
I will
food.
say this, that while they're doing their thing, installing whatever the fuck on the roof, the little brother says one of my favorite bits of gobbledygook, culminating the installation.
Yes.
What that mean? Nothing.
That is gobbledygook.
But yeah, old guy freaks out for no fucking reason. Goes in the
mad
house.
At and then, like, goes into a room where an older woman is playing a.
Well, first he stares out the window, yells about the phone booth in the graveyard again, and how, like, it's disturbing the dead, and then he fucking just, like, looks to the left, and there's, like, an old woman who's been there the whole time playing
she's,
the
like,
fucking piano.
playing the same song. He's like, "You've been playing the same song for weeks now. It's driving us all crazy.
You can't live in the past. You have to let go of the memories. And
you have to live in the future, and you have to, like, look for, like, just more existential bullshit."
And we're just like, what the fuck? And then she starts remembering the past.
You mean getting fucked by multiple dudes?
Well, one dude will.
Oh, yeah, one dude.
But what she does do is... Because, see, here's the thing.
She gives a play-by-play of this guy's dick.
Here's the thing, Will. You see, since this is a very well-written movie where everyone talks in vague posts and bullshit platitudes, she talks in vague posts about dicks.
Well, she even talks about how, like, when he entered I felt it in my heart.
For brief seconds, he would enter, and I felt it in my heart. And, like... there was a hole being filled. Dicks!
Like, all this, like, it's like a very romanticized telling of how she got fucked.
Yeah, how she had a fucking penis in her. That's what she's talking about. And she just keeps going and going. And the dude is just standing there behind her, like, dying inside.
And then he gets pissed off, but he hears a car, I guess, coming in. So he looks over, and this is one of my favorite scenes. He opens the curtains.
A car
And
driving.
And a woman is driving a car.
Driving normally.
Into the lot, right?
A functioning car,
And
Will.
then she stops, and then all of a sudden,
the sun comes
out of nowhere, her car stalls.
She's like, my car broke down.
She parked, and her car won't start now.
She didn't try starting it, Will. She parks the car, turns it off, and says, my car won't start. Car's broke down. The bitch knew!
I love it. Dude, like, I was so confused with the scene because she literally parked the car and then says, my car won't start.
Like, they couldn't think of anything better. They couldn't think of any better way for this woman to end up in this place.
She's stuck there now because just by the sheer her just turning off the car.
It's a special
her
car.
won't start.
It's a special car. Once you turn it off, it's over.
You have to continuously drive forever.
You can't turn it off.
You have to keep it on getting gas. You have to keep it on going everywhere. If you turn it off once, it's fucked.
She just pulled up and was like, oh, fuck, I turned it off. God damn it.
So the guy's like, well, you know, we can't get a wrecking crew. We can't get a wrecker. He calls it a wrecker. You mean like a repairman?
A tow truck?
Yeah.
That's what he calls a fucking tow truck.
A wrecker.
Wrecker.
So
he calls the fucking tow truck, and the dude shows up.
No, so she, like, remember, like, it's so stupid because, like, the mom gets up and is like, oh, we have a guest. Make sure she's welcome. Make sure she stays in the blah, blah, blah.
She can stay in this room.
And then the guy's, like, gets all pissed off, walks out of the room, and then, like, just yells at her, is like, you're staying in the, like, the whatever room. And she didn't even say she was staying or anything yet.
But then, and then we see the guy, like, the tow truck guy is pulling up. He's like, well, your car is out of warranty for this place.
So we can't work on your car because we're not under your warranty to work on this car.
So we have to take it to Phoenix.
Convenient.
Which, apparently, according to this movie, is far enough away that she can just stay here the night. Whatever.
And then, for the third time in a row, for the third time in this entire movie, we get an explanation on what happened to the Native American woman.
We get an explanation, but also we get crash zooms.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's a bunch of, like, figures standing around the town.
So the girl asks about these wooden figures, and the guy just says basically the uncle carves them to make the town look more inhabited.
And then they're walking, and they're talking about the backstory.
They're talking about how the woman got sent away on a horse.
We keep getting, like, The Office-style crash zooms.
Into the fucking, like... I think they thought these things were really creepy, but they're not.
Because they're all making, like, kind of, like...
surprise faces.
Oh, faces.
It's like, oh!
Yeah.
Like...
They're making those kind of faces, and it, like, zooms in and does, like, this, like, ominous music every time it does, like, goofy-ass fucking bzzz, crash
I thought
zoom.
I was gonna go fucking... What is that one?
Hey.
Where the Native American statue comes to life? Is that Creepshow? Is that Creepshow 2?
Yeah.
Is that Creepshow 2?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the first one.
I thought they were gonna go that route.
No. But here's the thing, I will say. Savor this moment. Savor this deep in your heart, because this is the closest the movie gets
to horror.
To fucking horror is a bunch of goddamn statues that don't do shit.
Yes.
And they're done walking around.
So they're at dinner. It cuts to them at dinner.
And immediately, shit's weird.
Well, and like
for reasons beyond me, they start talking about the dead fucking dude.
And the mom starts reminiscing about how he got into a car accident, and we get this flashback of a car going off a cliff
with
and
some
just
puppets
exploding, and like rambling down a hill. And
the
then
mom mentions another one of my favorite bits of gobbledygook. The voice of his blood reached out to me.
So after she's done, reciting all this gobbledygook, like the son's like, well, Mom, you can't always live in the past. You have to live in the future. Like, more like, you have to live in the future. We have to look forward to the future.
By the
We
way,
have to
you're
know-
going to the hospital
By the
tomorrow.
way, you're going to the sanatorium, all right? We're going to leave this place. We're going to abandon the
And she's
studio.
just like, all right. But the dude is pissed.
She is so mad.
No, she's not mad.
No,
She's fine with it.
No, he is
Yeah.
so mad is what I meant.
Old
to
man
say.
is pissed
Sorry,
off.
I've lost my mind.
Fucking get your shit together, Will. This is a very important fucking plot, okay?
So he gets all pissed off. He's like, "You're not saying you fucking
Our family's lived here for hundreds of years.
like you can't do anything.
Har.
I'll make this place better again." And they're like, "Well, no one's been here for 4 years and all this blah 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 like
They're
bullshit,
done.
bullshit."
They're done with dinner.
Yep.
But the guy
wants to go to the lake.
The brother goes to the lake with the lady.
The lady, the woman.
And oh no, I forgot. First of all, there's a scene where they're walking through town, and like halfway through their conversation, as they're already talking, she says to him, "Do you want to talk?"
Yeah.
As if they haven't already been talking.
And then he's like,
"Let's go to the lake."
Let's go to the lake. And then they start again. Oh, what do you think about reincarnation? You know, I think that
No
reincarnation.
fucking reason.
I think that reincarnation is blah 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 blah. Yeah, the existential bullshit, 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 bullshit. Like all this, like just stupid, random bullshit about
Here's the
reincarnation.
best part, Will. We also get, as they're on the lake, babbling about nonsense, we get the uncle
the uncle and the mom arguing
arguing
about like
the past.
how she's talking about how she was like dicked by this guy
So
again,
good.
and she's like talking more
Dick's
like
so good. How he
reminiscing about that good old
about
dick.
that like void in her that he filled for 3 seconds at a time.
And as she's talking, like it like shows him in the mirror, but it cuts and then it shows him in the mirror again. And it's
It's a different actor.
a young guy, and then he walks on
Twice?
camera and it's like a different younger guy.
So first of all, like the old dude's like framed in the mirror for the whole scene, right? And then halfway through it like changes and it's like some younger dude. And then it changes again
To an even younger, buffer
to
dude.
another younger dude.
And he walks in and he like caresses her and well, we should say the uncle like says like, "Oh, don't you remember when we used to touch like this and all that stuff?" And she's like weirded out by it.
Because she liked the other guys touching more, Will.
Yes.
And so she like starts imagining that it's him taking her to bed.
But then we get cuts of it's actually the uncle taking her to bed and like
But the whole
trying
time
to
she's
take off her
imagining
dress.
the whole time she's imagining that no, it's the younger dude.
Yep.
But he also mentions some gobbledygook about how she tricked the brother into marrying. None of it.
Like how like he was like all this bullshit about like how he like tricked her and like how like he was actually supposed to marry the uncle. She was actually supposed to marry the uncle and like how he was betrayed by him and all this like weird shit starts going on.
Literally none of it makes any fucking sense.
Zero. So the brothers, I guess, so after they're done at the lake, the brother goes back to this lot and goes into the brother's room, which is one of the buildings.
It's like a fucking shack.
His brother has like all this ham radio shit everywhere and is listening to like solid gold oldies on it. Like for no reason. And he's like he's just listening to it and the brother walks in and he's
They
like,
start talking about Milwaukee, Will.
well, he's like, "Oh yeah, there's so much more in Wisconsin." I'm like, "You're in fucking Arizona and you're talking about going to all the fucking way to Wisconsin?"
Like, what's in Milwaukee?
They don't say anything is
No.
in Milwaukee.
But for some reason, this spot. I wonder if the director was like from Milwaukee and he had to plug it, like just plug it in there, because he also plugs something else later.
Yes.
Which oddly enough is funny because you don't see it in this scene, but you see it in the other continuity.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Actually, I'll
He was
get
saving
to that.
that shit up, okay?
No, I'll get to that. I'll give you a perfectly logical explanation.
So, the brothers talk, but then the next day they're literally just packing for the sanitarium to take their mom to the fucking mental house.
Here's what happens. they're sitting. He's like, they're talking, and he's like, "Well, Mom, I feel like," he's like, "I just don't feel good." And she's like, "Oh, you feel guilty?" Like, you don't have to feel guilty. Like, and then she takes his hand
Just
and like
pets it.
pats it, and then it's like, "Okay, you don't feel guilty. Take me away." And then
they just take the mom away.
cue the fucking sitcom end music. They drive away with Mommy, and you never see her again. Mommy is in a mental institution. She's gonna be in fucking like wrapped up, sitting in a fucking padded room forever. The end.
In for Mommy.
That's it.
So then we get a bar scene.
I still don't know what the fuck happened.
It's the uncle at a bar. He's playing pool. And some guys are talking about, like...
Putting a phone booth in the graveyard.
Why'd they put a phone booth in the graveyard? Oh, all these businesses with all this money. Like, this is how the movie...
same thing.
This is literally how the movie is going. Because they're just talking about the same bullshit.
They repeat the same thing.
Yeah.
But then, for no reason, the guy at the bar and the bartender almost have a fight for no reason.
I love the guy at the bar's insult for the bartender.
It's like, you're a long-haired, mustached, like...
You're a long-haired, scrawny-looking whiskey slinger.
Yeah.
And guess what?
That's
the
literally
guy is
what he is.
Skinny with long hair, and he's a bartender.
Shock.
You just
he also
stated
says,
facts for an insult.
He also says that he's like, I'm going to punch you, and then you're going to bleed.
Yes.
Which, again, like, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
That's like saying, like again, like, could you be more obvious?
Well, and then the uncle starts freaking out. He's like so the bartender's
he breaks up the fight.
Yeah, and he's like, well, remember when your brother? We all miss your brother, and like the guy's like,
I
never had a brother. I'm sick and tired of people saying I always had a brother, and I don't have a brother. Blah blah blah. Like, what the fuck is going on?
And then he's like back to playing pool. But while he's playing pool, he's just ranting about nonsense about how the curse is going on and all this fucking bullshit. None of it matters.
So now they're in the auto shop where the girl's car is getting worked on because when they drove Mommy to the fucking mental institution, they also drove to get her car.
Yeah.
But the mechanic is like, well, we had some other stuff and we just started working on it. Like,
yeah. But he's not. But see, he's not the lead mechanic. He's just the guy who follows orders, and so they're all like pissed off because the car is not fixed yet because they're gonna fucking replace everything and gouge her for out of the fucking blue, I guess.
Well, and like without even like saying anything.
Yeah.
Like no.
She's like, I know you brought your car in for this, but you know what? Fuck you.
We're gonna fix everything.
Everything. Hey,
So,
maybe she'll finally get a car that doesn't die when you turn it off.
But it's okay though, because they go to a banging organ and pizza.
And pizza. My favorite.
So there's a guy playing an organ, and I love how like the director Michael, he has to like show each of the pipes and like go down and do this avant-garde like
he films
shot.
He films the pipes like a porno director films like a naked woman.
Yeah, like
where
it's like the legs on a naked woman.
It's like slowly like all seductively like panning up. Look at these fucking pipes.
He really loved these pipes. And then it's just the brother grabbing a pizza and they talk. Oh my god.
Fuck you.
Here, let's do a quiz. What do you think they bring up next? Is it A, more existential bullshit about light in the desert? B, more existential bullshit about light in the desert? Or C, more existential bullshit about light in the desert?
Nah.
So he literally puts the pizza... I love this scene, because he puts the pizza down, and he says, the light in the desert means there's love all around, and like, or some stupid shit like that. And like...
He should have started talking about the pizza.
And she's like, I've seen the light in the desert, and I know there's love in it, and like, there's...
Well, that's what happens when you have pizza.
Like, it is the most, like...
Yeah.
It's the stupid... It's like... They're pretending to be all spiritual and all this, like, just... It's just... It doesn't work. It's stupid.
That's just what happens when you have pizza. Pizza makes you very existential, along with, fucking organ music. In the most hoppin' joint. And after this hoppin' joint, they're at the lake.
We get a song.
It's our guy humping a guitar.
He's like, I love it because he's pretending to play the guitar because he's obviously not, but he's like just rocking back and forth while like playing the guitar, like an acoustic guitar, and singing this dumbass song.
But he looks like he's fucking it.
And then that shows like it cuts to like some other guy's hands on a
actually
guitar,
playing it,
playing a guitar.
And then he finishes singing the song, and then again they get all existential about how like he like. She's like, "Oh, you're a good singer. I don't know why you don't just like follow your dreams and become a good singer. Just leave this place and like, what? Are you a coward? You can't follow your dreams?" Like,
and then all of a sudden, after all that, she's like, "Hey, can you help me?"
After she's done
berating
fucking
him,
dressing him down, vague posting, and like being all fucking like you're a loser. She's like, "Hey,"
she turns around, "Hey, can you get that out of my bra strap? I can't reach it." I'm like. Wait a minute.
In this universe,
you can't. In this universe, women can't reach their own bra strap.
No, you know what that is? That's just like the most obvious. Like, hey, I need you to finally take my clothes off.
After all this talk about spiritual bullshit is making me real hot.
After me shitting on you.
After me destroying you verbally, I need you to fuck me.
I need you to fuck me. And so he takes off her bra strap, and she just like lays him down, and they have the blandest.
And then we get this scene was never explained because we just get someone walking by and watching them.
Oh yeah, we get the lovely. We get someone walking on like cornflakes.
I think it's the uncle, but like yeah. I'm like, how did the people not hear that?
That's common. They just hear that all the time. Well. But someone watches them. I'm guessing the uncle. I don't know. I don't fucking know.
They don't explain who it is ever.
They don't explain shit, dude. It's
so
bullshit.
The uncle is walking to the house and he hears the phone ringing.
Well, we just cut to the uncle in the house.
Yeah.
And then he walks outside.
And the payphone starts ringing.
And he answers it. And it's like the native woman just, again, vague posting.
She's like, "Go to the purple rock in the old town. Underneath the sun and the serpent moon."
Yeah, but that's the last thing she says. She starts the phone conversation with like, "You've been awaiting, blah bitty blah blah, like 100 years. The sun of the desert burns like."
Go to your old hag underneath the purple rock.
I know what you seek. You seek the old hag.
Leave me be. I have no qualms with you. I'm like,
what?
I'm like, where's the haunting shit? This is it?
Here's what happens. Our guy
gets on a lake.
Gets on a boat.
On a river.
And swims down, like, the Grand Canyon. And hops off. And there's a lovely little makeshift teepee.
He knows exactly where that phone ghost, like, was going to send him.
Apparently.
So he goes into a little teepee, and we get little white grandma playing a Native American.
Little Grandma Ethel.
Playing a shaman.
And my favorite is like, it's just like, he's like, hey, hi, buddy, are you there? And then just comes in, and then it just, next scene is just like,
right to there.
It's just her, like, she's like, oh, what do you want? Like, that's literally how she sounds.
And he's like, do your sand thing and tell me my future.
Tell me what I want to see. Like, tell me what I need.
So we get
the sand thing.
Hoo-da-da-da, while she's pouring sand and corn and all these pebbles.
And then apparently it spells out something about, like, the map.
Dude, the
nothing.
The thing the rocks and the corn and the sand make out is like, it's like a makeshift sun, and then like a little stick figure, like, underneath the sun. It's the funniest thing because it's literally just like a little kid made a collage with with rocks.
It might have been the director's son. Who the fuck knows? And then they start talking about the map and the gold and all this stuff.
She's like, I'll tell you where to get the map but I want my share.
We're in this together. I want my share. And he's just like, you're a taker. You're just like all of them.
You're just like the two brothers. I can't believe
you're like the rest of this town.
You're just trying to take all my money, and then just chokes her.
The end. That's the end of that.
There's death 1 of 2. Oh, sorry, spoilers. Yeah, you're here to hear. There's a grand total of 2 deaths in this movie.
I mean, listen.
They're-
Jaws only had, like, 2 deaths too? But, hey.
They were way more effective.
Hey,
than
man.
this.
Some movies just get horror and others just don't. This is one of those, and then it's the next morning.
So they're packing to leave, and the guy's like, hey, pack up some of this old stuff. There's some dresses and stuff that my mom had that you might want to wear.
You're forgetting. Our first thing is we see the little brother, waking up in his room.
Oh, yeah, and he runs over to the ham radio. And just before, as he's entering the shot and he's leaving the shot, we get a little glimpse at a certain poster.
It's a certain movie
That we have watched on this podcast.
that has been reviewed on the They Mostly Come Out at Night podcast, registered trademark. The film is called UFO Target Earth, registered trademark.
Guess who it's directed by? The same goon that's directing this fucking movie.
So, I know where the single existing poster of that movie ended up.
In that movie.
It ended up in this fucking movie.
Yeah.
The funniest thing is we saw this kid's shack room before, and there was no poster in it.
Yes, but now there is. Because
So
he was like, oh man, I can advertise my
No.
other movie.
Oh, no, well, that's not what happened. No, the kid went into town, and went into, like, a store, and was like, oh, my favorite movie.
UFO Target Earth?
They have a poster.
No way.
These are so hard to get, man.
Wait, you're not telling me Connected Universe, are you?
Considering how people talk in this movie and that movie, don't put it past it. I'm just saying, UFO Target Earth was also a movie filled with people talking in fucking vague posts and existential bullshit.
But it was more like science-y bullshit.
And then we come to this, which is existential bullshit.
This is
supernatural.
This is spiritual and supernatural. The other one was sci-fi bullshit.
Sci-fi.
Okay?
Yeah.
See, this guy likes... So that means that his last movie he directed, which was a
sex comedy.
A sexploitation, I think.
Yeah.
Does that mean it's full of, like, love exploitation?
It means you're going to have a lot of people talking about dicks, but it's existential.
So it's going to be like the blind mom talking about getting deep dicked, but the whole
Because the
movie...
funniest thing is that movie, that sexploitation movie he made, is rated PG. I guarantee you it's rated PG because people just talk in vague posts. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to just rub one out to vague posts.
So they're in a room. So the one of the brothers and the...
He takes her to, like, the storage room.
And he's like, here, start helping me pack up this stuff. And so she turns on a record and just starts looking at shit.
It's like a scrapbook of, like...
Of all the news clippings, it's literally a scrapbook of more background.
It has the article about the fucking
convenient.
guy dying in the car crash, and then it has an article about
two sons or...
someone dying due to a curse or a superstition.
Yes.
And I'm just, in hindsight, all I'm thinking is, I wish I could have seen some of that in the fucking movie, but no.
So the uncle comes in,
smacks the book out of her hands, and is just like, I know you, like, I see like this, like no one else sees, but I see, like, you're a Kumba, or whatever the fuck her name is. I know.
I can't remember her name. But it's hilarious, too, because the brother that liked the girl...
Abenaki.
The brother that liked the girl is, like, off somewhere doing something. I can't remember what he was doing. He, like, drove somewhere.
I don't remember where the fuck the older brother drove off to.
Because the younger brother's listening to music on headphones.
So the younger brother tells the girl to pack while he goes back to his room and listens to his fucking ham radio.
So the uncle, like, smacks the girl around and, like, kidnaps her.
Yeah.
And, like, we get a comedy scene of him listening, like, the younger brother listening to headphones. And behind him, you see the uncle taking the woman...
just dragging her away.
Like, across the window.
And then he, like, puts her in a room and ties her up. And the older brother shows up. And he's like, hey, like, where's so-and-so? Like, we were supposed to, like, talk.
Well, before that one, I remember the uncle goes out and, like, breaks apart a rake.
And takes
a little wooden stick and then threatens one of the younger brother with it.
Yeah, like chokes him for like 2 seconds.
And then it just leaves, and then the older brother gets in and is like, hey, where'd she go?
And then the uncle tells him, oh, she left like an hour ago. And so he gets his younger brother, and they're going to go look for her at the bus station.
Yep.
And then the uncle takes a knife
and starts whittling it in front of the girl, and is like,
to
"Man,
sharpen it.
I didn't fake my own death and pretend I didn't have a brother," and like just starts confessing, you know.
That he really did have a brother, and that his brother cucked him
Yes, his brother fucked the girl he loved.
in the room right next to him. So he had to sit there in bed listening to him fuck. And apparently his brother told everyone that he was sterile, but he was not. What does this have to do with the Abenaki?
This only has to do with the fact that the uncle is actually the father, but that doesn't matter.
What does this have to do with Abenaki?
It falls so flat. Like, this is supposed to be like a big twist, right? But I'm just like, I don't fucking care.
But Will.I.am, what does this have to do
Nothing.
with Abenaki?
And also, I want...
Because at the end of his monologue, he's like, blah, 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 uncle, death, cuck, cuck. By the way, I know you're Abenaki.
it's...
Exactly.
I cannot stress this enough. You have to remember that he is whittling a wooden stake with a knife. Like, just remember that.
Yes.
I want everyone to just pay attention
A
to
sharp object.
that detail. He's sharpening an object with a sharp object. Just
He
remember
presumably stabbed someone.
that. So,
The
we get scenes of them chasing around the girl. They like go to like a bus station. The girl tells them that that left a while ago, so they go to another bus station
and no one's there.
She's not there. So they're like, the brother's like, I'm hungry, and like,
Well, they're like, let's go back. Like maybe she'll call.
and he's like, I'm hungry.
I'm hungry now.
I'm hungry now. We need to get food now.
And then they go to like a drive-in, and it's night.
And they just start eating fucking like foot-long hot dogs on buns.
They start eating like an extra long hot dog. Well, the brother's just like, did you make it with her? And he's like, that's not your business.
Yeah, I
blah,
know
blah,
you
blah.
did.
He's like, I know you did. Ha ha ha. Cut back to, in between them talking about this,
The girl,
we see her like undoing her restraints.
Yeah, but then the guy comes back in and like starts pouring gasoline all over the room, and like she like
Knocks him down.
kicks him in the nads and like knocks him down, and the gasoline pours all over him, and she runs away.
Foreshadowing.
And he like gives chase, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he like chases her through this town, and then they get to this little storage cart, and they just peek around the corners like where people aren't looking. Like it's like
a video game.
Like those video games where you're just like you're hiding in an obvious spot, but the AI can't see you because they're dumb.
Because like if there's a little thing blocking it, like it's like nah, nothing.
And the AI keeps looking the wrong way while you're going the other way.
Yeah.
You know, like
And they shuffle around this thing for like 2 minutes.
and then he finally like sees her, and she like blasts him with like
a fire hose?
I don't even know.
It's a fucking fire extinguisher that's for some reason just sitting next to this storage cart, whatever. She blasts him with it and then runs into the phone booth.
Yes.
The magical phone booth.
Yes, here's the ladies and gentlemen, the final confrontation of
You remember
Haunted.
like
Get ready for the showdown of your life.
you know like all those movies that end with like the final girl trope, right? Where you have a woman running away from some psychopath, and then there's like a chase and a showdown. You think of movies
and
like
then she finally
yeah.
gets the upper hand, and like just like
you think of movies like Halloween or the Friday the 13th movies or Nightmare on Elm Street, any movies, right? You think of those awesome showdowns. And then you get this.
So think of all those awesome showdowns and everything you've learned from other horror movies, and just throw that right out the fucking window.
She gets in the phone booth, and it doesn't work.
And he starts. she leaves the door open, which is the stupidest thing.
She closes it like literally
Right as he
before.
gets there, and he just starts stabbing the windows with the wooden stake. Like the knife is nowhere now.
He literally
He just
is
starts
shuffling.
like tap 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 tap.
Yep, he's
tap.
shuffling, slowly shuffling around this
And just tap tap tap
phone booth
tap tap
in a
tap.
graveyard, just tapping it.
I'm surprised he wasn't like, "Hey, let me in,
Just
let me in.
I just want to talk.
Hey, I just want to talk. Let me in."
No, he just shuffles
He's
around
like,
this.
tap tap tap, shuffle shuffle, tap tap tap,
Yeah.
shuffle shuffle, tap tap tap, like
Of a phone booth In a fucking graveyard.
And then he finally he like turns the stake around, which I guess is the magical way to do it,
And breaks
into the phone booth. And they start struggling inside. This
No, they start wrestling.
inside this tiny ass phone booth. Just like this, it's so like it looks so uncomfortable because they're just like both like raising their arms to like spin around and stuff, and like they're both. And then finally, you hear someone get stabbed, and you see blood. And it's obviously just the actor holding the stake, like into his belly.
Yes.
And then he like.
But then he
raises it up and like shatters the light, and then like sparks fly on him, and he just bursts into flames. Bursts into flames.
And we get a lovely POV shot.
I love the POV shot because it's seriously just mannequin hands on fire. It's not even like the same hands. It's not hairy at all. It's just these two plastic hands.
Blank white hands in like a fucking jacket. And it's just on fire.
My favorite is as he's like tossing and turning on the ground. It's obviously got in a burn suit, but like
that's fine.
You see the light in the phone booth on.
After.
Yes.
No, so it's after he's already fallen on the ground, and it's just like he's just a nice little piece of toast. And then when she walks out, you see in the back the illuminated phone booth. They couldn't even get that right.
They couldn't even get the continuation right.
Continuity.
Sorry. Like I said, my brain is melted.
It's okay, Will.
It is melted. I am so sorry.
Will.
That was my bad.
Will, we forgive you.
So he gets barbecued. She runs away, and the brothers finally show up, and they all like embrace and everything. And this the next morning.
And she's breaking up.
She's breaking up with him, and he's like, "Well, what we had was special." And she's
didn't that mean anything? And she's like, "Look,
she's like, we had a few great moments that we'll never forget." And
like you can't just fall in love with the first girl you meet, and like you damn. And I'm just thinking, like, where are we really doing this? Like, we really fucking doing
at the end of this horror movie?
Like, we're really doing like the most cliched fucking breakup scene? Are we really doing this?
Yes.
Just like, it wasn't that special. Yes, I'll cherish her forever, but we can't be together.
But I have to leave. I don't know where I'll go, and I'm not gonna write you.
And they both leave.
They all leave, and then it just ends.
However, because the director, I guess he figured that like the audience, the 5 people that would have seen this garbage in a theater, he figured that most of them were in like a fucking catatonic state by this point. That at the very end,
I was almost.
At the very end, he threw in those titties again.
He did. The Native the Native American woman is just riding around topless.
The end. Listen,
dude, this movie.
Oh hey, wait. Throwback. Let me read that thing again. Let me read the plot synopsis again.
In case you guys forgot.
In Arizona during the Civil War. Bullshit. A woman is accused of witchcraft, tied to a horse, and left to die in the desert. True. 100 years later, the descendants of the woman's accusers start being killed off. Bullshit. The townspeople suspect the woman has come back as an evil spirit. Bullshit. One person suspects. And this is prompted by nothing.
Yes.
What the flying fuck was that?
Dude, I don't even fucking know.
Okay.
Like, how is that?
Questions, like, what was the curse? What did that have to do with anything?
You know what it had to do with nothing? Sorry, I just revealed it. You know what it had to do with the curse?
Nothing?
Fucking nothing. There is so much. Oh my god! Like,
it's just the uncle thinking, prompted by nothing, that somehow, some way, this ancient fucking native woman is haunting him.
Well, what's weird is the shaman didn't even tell him that it was that.
You know what the shaman said? Vague posts.
Well, she told him kind of where the map was. That was it.
She said some like sort of sinister vague post stuff. Well, but again,
and the map was just in a random room in one of the fucking like buildings.
In the storage room of.
But they don't. It doesn't even matter because the curse didn't even happen.
It doesn't matter because no one got the gold.
There was no descendants. There was no nothing.
There's descendants.
That one guy. There was the
Padre
Padre and the one guy.
And our guy.
Our barbecued guy.
And the lady.
That was
the
it.
mommy. The end.
So what was the point of that whole backstory? Because it doesn't do anything. Like it's basically like a slasher movie that they tried to.
Are you fucking kidding me? A slasher movie has deaths.
It's true.
We have a woman who gets choked and a guy who gets barbecued. We don't actually see native lady dying. I'm not counting it.
She never dies. But like I don't know, like just nothing happens, and like they just talk a bunch of bullshit. And it's one of the most boring movies I've ever watched in my entire life.
Nah. It's not boring. There's too much entertainment.
It is kind of hilarious.
Every scene is just... The confusion just ramps up much.
I would say, like, the bullshit they talk, like, it just, like, makes it more confusing.
Oh, yeah.
Because they thought they were being so smart by writing this, like, script, right?
Yeah, well, people in this movie, no one can just, like, people are incapable of just having a fucking conversation.
No, it all has to be these deep, like just earth-shattering conversations about like light in the desert and love and like how like someone can fuck you so good you feel it in your heart. Like
those 3 seconds that my void was filled.
I felt it in my heart. I just
why?
Haunted. We spent an hour and 24 minutes with this movie, and that was an hour and 24 minutes too long.
Too short.
Too long.
Maybe if Michael DeGaetano had like 10 hours, he'd finally make a coherent movie.
I doubt it.
Because he'd finally be able to get all of the earth-shattering fucking college freshman philosophical garbage that he wants.
X to doubt.
No.
Yes.
Pay respects.
No.
F.
To Michael DeGaetano.
Pay respect. Yeah. Listen, he's a double offender.
Yep.
He's a fucking repeat offender.
And that's the last movie we'll watch by him because he only has 3 movies.
Praise the fucking Lord.
And we're not going to watch the third one because it doesn't fit our criteria.
Yeah, I'm also pretty sure it doesn't fucking exist. Can't find it. Fuck this.
This movie's bullshit. It's fucking stupid. Like, if you want a good laugh, maybe watch a little bit of it and just, like, to know what we're talking about with all the stupid, deep conversations, quote unquote. So, yeah, watch it if you feel like hating yourself for an hour and 24 minutes. Yeah, so I guess we'll just get to shitty to pretty.
Imagine not hating yourself, Will.
We
have this podcast.
See, I was learning to love myself until we started this podcast.
Fuck self-love.
And I've learned to hate myself. Truly and deeply.
Self-love is a scam perpetuated upon us by the phone booth companies.
Yeah, you know, the ones with so much money and so much power that they just can put a phone booth wherever they want.
On private property.
On private property, they'll put it anywhere, man. Like
unprompted.
They have so much money that like they don't even care. Like
unprompted.
They're making those payphone people are making so much money. It doesn't even matter where they put it because they're just like they have so much money to spend.
Like you're just chilling at your house one day and they're like, "Fuck you! There's a phone booth on your lawn."
That's what corporations do. They come into your property and they just drop a phone booth in there.
Just drop a phone booth like this movie dropped a fucking deuce. Dropped a deuce on our fucking faces.
Shitty to pretty.
Oh my god. 3.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's fair.
Trace.
3. 3 is fair.
I cannot justify.
I was gonna give it a 2, but I don't think it's. It was just it's too laughable.
There's enough entertainment.
It's too laughable to be a 2.
Well, he put his own fucking movie poster in the movie.
I know.
You know what? I'm giving my extra star just for that.
4?
No, 3.
3. Okay.
Yeah. Fuck a 4. Are you kidding me?
No way would this.
If I gave this a 4, take me out back and shoot me.
I would. Like I would stop the recording and take you out.
Because I'm rabid. I'm fucking the fucking movie rabies.
I would tie you to a horse, take off your top, and send you out into the desert where you can curse people after 100 years.
You mean that after in 100 years, Will, some boring shit's gonna happen?
Yeah, and I'll be like
It'll be you, your descendant.
I'll be a desert hippie, and I'll just be like talking all this like deep, like bullshit, and like spouting deep, like what I think is deep, like cosmic shit, and everyone will not believe me at all.
There's gonna be some deep holes getting filled, Will.
Yes, I'll feel it in my heart.
Your inner heart. 3 seconds of joy. And over.
So haunted.
Haunted?
Um,
It's on YouTube, if you care.
I don't
If
know
you
why
so
you would.
deeply care, you can watch.
Get some beer and get some friends, because you're not gonna want to watch this alone.
Do a double feature.
Yeah, do UFO Target Earth, and then go and watch this movie. A marathon of Michael DeGotano.
And then, I don't know, I mean, your brain's going to suffer strongly. And and you might start, like, talking like the people in these movies. And your friends are going to, like, shun you forever.
I mean, your friends might shun you just for showing them this movie.
That, too. They'll be like, why did you do this to me? Can't believe you've done this.
Yeah.
Fuck this movie.
We're almost to 100.
Yeah.
Damn. We can't explain what we're going to do yet. Is that next episode, or did we say this episode?
Hold on. I need to get my fucking shit together.
Did we say we were going to announce it this episode?
It's going to be the next one.
Okay, so 99.
99.
We're going to tell you what we're going to do for our 100th episode, and I'm not excited. But, you know,
You did this to yourself.
I'm dedicated to you guys. I'm doing this for the public, okay?
Yeah.
I'm doing this.
Yeah,
I'm doing this
Yeah.
for the fans.
Will's
that follow us.
sermoning.
Okay.
Will is moralizing his horrible
Listen,
decisions.
I looked into the cosmos and I opened my third eye and I saw the light in the desert that gave off the love.
Don't believe his
And
lies.
When that guy penetrated me so deep that I felt it in my.
Who
Sorry.
penetrated you? I'm sorry.
Well, yeah. So that's the. So for they mostly come out at night. Yeah. So. But anyway, so
Will is
yeah,
moralizing his flaw.
Listen, guys, just ignore all that stuff I was saying. Okay, like it's fine. 100th episode will tell you everything you need to know. And
I'll edit this out for you.
Yeah, thanks, man. Like, thanks. I appreciate that. Even though I edited them, but you know it's okay.
I'll edit it back in.
Okay.
I'll go back, and I'll like make that on repeat. I'm just gonna make the whole episode be that monologue.
Fair enough.
It'll just be like a 20-second episode,
That's what I deserve.
and then that's it.
Yeah.
Podcast over.
Exactly. That's how
You don't
we
have
end
to
it.
torture yourself with episode 100.
We just have to end it with some guy penetrating me so deep I felt it in my heart.
When that happens, I mean, you have to quit.
I would quit.
What else is there?
I would quit life. If some guy, if someone penetrated me so deep that I felt it in my heart, I don't think I'd need anything else. It's like seeing the sun through the rays of Saturn.
Well, that sounds like something like someone would say after they had sex the first time.
Yes.
Like, I felt it in my heart. It was so deep.
That is exactly what it is.
I mean,
Those first 30 seconds of
you felt it in your heart.
you felt it in your heart for those 30 seconds.
God. And then afterwards, you just felt nothing. Is that what you felt?
After you preed, you know, it's just, those 30 seconds were pure bliss. You felt it in your heart.
I felt it, the penetration.
Okay, I think we've completely lost our minds.
That's what happens. Bitch, that's what happens when you watch a fucking movie about a fucking bitch who goes on the goddamn desert nude, and then some boring shit happens, and then a guy explodes into flames.
I mean, that was cool.
What?
The exploding in the flames guy.
I mean, that was probably quite literally the most exciting thing in the movie.
That's the only exciting
But they fucked it up.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't even break the light.
Well, thanks everyone for listening. For They Mostly Come Out at Night, this has been Will.
This has been Alex.
And we will touch your hearts later.
We'll penetrate you later.
Penetrate you so hard you feel it in your heart later.
Fill all your voids. Filled up. Deep chasms.
Remember, we're going to touch your heart.
You touch that fucking chasm. Deep.